Hello, my name is Lukasz Porwol, and here I have Professor Philip M. Napoli with me here at a Catholic University in Lisbon. Philip, could you tell us a bit about a few issues that you presented here today during your keynote talk? And also you got a lot of interesting questions. So if you could sum up what we just discussed here today.
Sure. So today I basically laid out a way of thinking about what's been happening in the social media context related to disinformation as a form of market failure in the marketplace of ideas. So I tried to apply some economic concepts that we use when we think about market failure to see how they might apply to the idea marketplace. And then talked about some ideas for regulatory rationales and self-regulatory approaches that might work in this context, with specifically borrowing from some aspects of traditional media regulation like broadcasting. So thinking about aggregate user data, for example, as a public resource, and large social media platforms as public trustees in sort of the same way we think about broadcasters as trustees of the broadcast spectrum. So that's what we talked about. And got a lot of interesting questions on
So
free speech issues, what
Exactly.
this means for journalism.
So people say that actually you want to take away the right of people to speak now, because now you will, decide who is to speak and who shouldn't, on social media or in a broader sense, no?
Sure. And so we talked about the fact that, the internet and social media are not the same thing. And as long as one, is, largely unregulated and the barriers to entry are as low as they've always been, then that at least can provide a sort of check and balance against whatever sorts of regulatory framework we want to impose on social media. But that might be a useful way to divide things up, because it's maybe the distribution capacity that social media offers that we might need to think about as a more, something where access is more privileged than it currently is.
So if you would say, what's your anticipation? Just yesterday, European Union released this clampdown on AI, and Europe seems to be becoming very restrictive. What do you think? What will be the global follow-up in terms of media and free speech? Do you think anything going to happen shortly?
Well, I think we'll see a lot more happen here in Europe, obviously, than in the U.S., where things in this space tend to move a lot more slowly if they move at all. But so maybe for once here, we could use you as our laboratory and study you and see how that goes, and learn from what you guys experience over the next few months and years.
Okay, so here we have US learning from Europe how to do social media.
Yes.
But anyway, so thank you very much, Philip. That was great of having you here, and I hope you'll stay with us till the end of the event.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.